Alright everybody, this is Derek. I'm going to be talking about forms today. Forms, and not so much about the forms, but using the Bravenet website. It can be a little bit confusing, and web pages can change their design and kind of not match up with the notes. Sometimes it takes it's a lot of information, so I thought I would do a quick demonstration here. Hopefully this will help get you going. So you're going to be going to the you're going to be going down to the Bravenet website. Um, so you're going to be going to Bravenet. Now, Bravenet handles web forms, and they do a lot of other things, hosting and site buildings and that sort of thing. So if you have a service that you're already familiar with. I don't know if GoDaddy has something like this. They might. I have my domain name registered through GoDaddy. I don't know if they have something like this, but they do similar things. You certainly want to log in. You have to create an account, and once you do that, you can log in using your username and password. Once you do that, I've already logged in. And when you do that, it takes you to this page here. Now, I don't know if you're like me. Sometimes web pages can be very confusing. I don't know exactly where I'm going, but essentially you're going to be wanting to work with their email forms. I see if you go up to Web Tools, you can go down to Email Forms, and it'll take you to this Forms Builder. There's a couple areas that you'll want to work with. One is the Forms Builder right here. There's forms tutorials that you may want to read about. I definitely think going through them gives you an idea of all the different things that all the different attributes and what they are and what they're used for. And this will coincide with the cells and in the forms and the different levels of with a form you have areas of input and areas that display. Like you can say your name would be something that would display text, but then you have a text box that allows a person to enter text into that. And so that text box needs to have a value, and it has to have a number, because remember, we're working with computers, and essentially we're assigning variable names and that sort of thing to what we're working with. So those all have to be laid out ahead of time, and that's some of the questions that they're going to be doing for you. There's a general settings area that you can create thank you URLs and that sort of thing that you can go back you can use. There's an autoresponder that will say thank you for filling out my form, and it will be sent to you to the person that you specify. This will be sent to them. And so you can look at these different features. Those are things that you'll probably want to be looking at, but they're located in this area. You can attach a file if you like. So these are different areas and different things you can work with. But you want to go to Forms Builder. That's where you're going to want to start. Now I'm going to show you an example of a form that I created for my digital media web page here. What I wanted to do was have a Connect with Us. When you click on my Connect with Us link, I want a form to go in this space right here. So people can give me their name and their phone number and email address, and then when they submit this form, it will send me an email saying, yeah, I'm interested in digital media. Contact me. Here's my phone number. Here's that. And then when they also do that, it has the automatic thank you form that will say, hey, thanks for your interest in digital media, blah, 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 that sort of thing. And so I have that form already connected. I'm already created, and I'm going to show it to you right now. So here's the We'll Connect with You form, and if I want to view it, it'll look something like hopefully it'll look something like look like this: your first and last name and a message of some sort. All right, I'm gonna go back, and so I'm gonna go back to my forms here. And so sometimes if I'm not happy with that, I can edit it, or I can start with a new one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go create a new form, because you won't have anything. You're going to go create a new form. I can say a contact form, a feedback form, a review form, contest entry form, order form. So there's already some templates already made. Now, for my example, I wanted a feedback form or a contact form or whatever it is. And so what will happen is, let's say we want so use this form to let your site visitors contact you. That's what I want. And in the example, I'm going to click here. Oops, it didn't look like I clicked on that, but I'm clicking on contact form, and this will be the title of the form. Please select a title for this form, and I'm going to say this is connect. Well, I already used that, so contact me, or whatever you wanted to say. So I'm going to say OK. It's gonna okay. So here's the way it looks right off the bat. So if I wasn't going to change anything, this is what I would get. Okay, your first and last name, your email address, and a message of some sort. If I want to edit this, I'm going to go to if I said I will edit this form, I could click on this. Let's see what happens. Now, here are the actual areas of this form. My first and last name, and it's a text area, so it'll take text. It's my reply mail is the title, and then it'll take text. And here is the message, and it will create a text box. And so let's say I wanted to add a new question to this. If I say add a new question, so here's the question. I'll say the question is, I don't know, do I already have phone number on there? What is your name? So let's say let me go back. Let's say we want to add a question. Here, let's just say, let's see. So what I want to do is add a phone number. So the question is phone number. The field, so what's nice is I can find out what this means. Field name. So the field name is a parameter within your code that is used to identify the form element. It will appear in your code like this, your field name. And so I just need to give this kind of this is for the variable to hold this. So first name 1. I'm just going to call this phone 1 because it's actually you're not going to see this, but this is where the variable is. It's going to be holding this information. Question position, do I want it to the left or above it? I want it to be, and you can look here and say to the above or to the left. I'm going to leave it on the left, and it's already checked. Question order, and this is where can I put it ahead? Do I want to reposition this to put it ahead or before all these? And I want it to be just at the end. I want it to come at the end. And I can choose the question type. This is where I need to say I want a text box, so I'll say text box. Then it gives me some valid fields to work with. What that means is how the field value, I can say how much space will you need, and by default it will do 200 pixels, so I'm just going to leave it like that, and I'm going to say add element. I'm going to say add. So here's my phone number. Okay, and so I'm going to hit save and say save form. So when I save the form, it should save those updates. Now let's say I want to continue working on this. I'm going to go back to build. So here's my phone message. Let's say I want this message. I'm gonna take this out. I'm just gonna delete that. But every time I make a change, I have to save this. Say save, and then it has this little save form, and say save it. So you have to do this again. It's kind of confusing. I had a hard time with that because I was like, I couldn't save anything because I'd hit save, 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 and then I wouldn't do anything, and then I'd go back, and the changes were not made. So I can add all the questions that I want. Here, let's add one more question. I'm going to do a question. Are you a current student? Question. Sometimes these are a little bit um, uh, current stu1. So that's the variable that it's going to use. Left, I want to be at the end. And the type of question in this particular is a radio box. I'm going to say radio, and I'm going to say I'm going to have the radio title will be yes, and I don't want to, let's see what the value is. This is the value that you will set. No, so I can choose one of these or the others. And so I'm not going to choose that. I'm going to say add another one. I'm going to say no. And I don't have to have any one of those picked, but let's see what happens. So I'm going to say add this element. It says all option titles and values must be entered. Please fix this error. Oh, so I didn't put anything in here. So let's find out what went wrong. What was I supposed to do? Oh, okay. So what that is that when they check the checkbox, it's going to tell me something in my email. So it's going to say, see, current student, yes. So I'm going to say equals yes. I'm going to copy this. Control copy. Control select. Control copy. Control V. Paste and say current student equals no. So in my email, it's going to send me this information. So my email is going to give me their name and their number, and it's going to say they are a current student or they aren't a current student. So I'm going to say add element. I don't want to pre-select it. Oh, okay. So okay, so it didn't like the equal sign. So take that out. See, so this is the kind of stuff you'll have to deal with when you're doing these if you don't follow the instructions, like I'm not. Oops. So I'll just, luckily they've written these to help you. And I'm going to say save this. And I'm going to save the form. So now I have my form, hopefully, and I'm happy with it. If I can preview it. So here it is. First email address, number. Are you a current student? Yes, no. Alright, so now let's say I've got this made the way that I want. Now I want the code for it. So let's see the code. So if I go here, I can go to code. And here is all of the code that I need to plug this into my email. So what this is going to do is once you have your account set up, it has your email information. And up here in the code, it tells it to post it to, and it's going to post it. It's going to take care of the who gets the emails through PubNet, or Bravenet's going to do that for you. And it will send you an email. So what I have to actually do is select the code here, Control copy. I'm copying it. I'm going to my Dreamweaver page now. If I can get it to pop up. Okay. Running kind of slow. I've got it chunking. Sorry about that. Alright, so this is my page here. I have a div that I am calling, actually that's not it. It's called my gallery container. I have a space that I'm using where I want to put this, because I have it set beside another div where I have my my Facebook box. So this is the space where I want to paste that form. And so here is that information. And when I paste it in, you'll see that my form content jumps in. It looks like I've got a problem here. I've got a div that doesn't need to be there. Something's got it out of whack. So that's a div is showing up that I need to clear up somehow, but I'll have to fix that. But I'll fix that in a minute. When hit save. And if I go and do a quick preview, so here's my page before, and if I hit F5 to refresh, here is my form. You can see I've got my contact me,